Yes.
We now welcome Coach Calipari to the media room. Coach, give us your thoughts on this afternoon's game.
We fought. We tried. Thank God we had Nate. And, I think we, put ourselves in a position, where we had a chance to win. We just wouldn't pass the ball. We're opening up the courts to drive people because everybody will collapse. And when they did collapse, we tried to shoot it anyway. I mean, we did it I called my last time out to make us pass that ball where EJ threw. I called a timeout to say, Pat, you're going to pass this ball. Because we came down 3 straight times with guys wide open and shot it into a guy 6'10". We're still learning. But if this is who we are, we'll be fine. Nick didn't play great. EJ played okay. We just got to get those guys going a little bit.
All right, we'll start in the back and then work our way front. Okay.
Over the last several games, you said our guys aren't passing the ball. What has happened?
Well, they started today. We did pretty good for a while. It was in the last 4 minutes. They wouldn't pass. I mean, I thought they did a good job. We got 17 assists and 11 turns, which in our case usually wins games for us. But there could have been 3 more assists in the last 4 minutes. And we would have had 20 assists, 11 turns, and it would have been like a good night. But we chose to try to score it versus they're collapsing. That's what they're doing. And what Nate did for us, folks, is he started making shots so some other guys, it's contagious. They can make a shot now. So we get 7 today. If we get 7, we'll be fine. 7 for us, 8, 6 a game. We just can't go 2 for 17, 1 for 12. And the problem is we still had a lot of guys go 1 for 6, 1 for 5, and they were wide open. Like they're wide open. And when those guys start making it, we're spacing the court how I'd like to space the court so we can get to the rim. Now, unusual for us to have a team shoot more free throws than us. Like on the year, we're way more free throws than the other team. This is an aggressive team. They were physical. They did some good stuff.
Go ahead.
Coach, after the way the Utah game ended on Wednesday, did you get an explanation on the restricted circle conversation today or play?
No, I asked about the one today.
That's what I'm saying. Did you get the way it ended on Wednesday? Did you get a different explanation today?
That's
about
my
review.
story, and I'm sticking with it.
Gotcha.
Up here in the front with Kyle.
A question, and then I'll have a follow-up for you. But to start, it seemed like this was the Derek Willis plan for Nate to play him as a stretch guy and let him hunt threes on the outside. When did you decide
Before you talked about it, so just so you know. So we spent 2 days just like one of the things I said, Nate, what were we running for you to get you threes? And then we put in some stuff. And what they did after he banged a couple, they just said, okay, we're going to switch. Well, there's 2 things you do. You run him into the post with the point guard, and you bring that other big out. Or you tell your point, and it's called a boomerang. He throws it, they get it right back to him, and he goes downhill at that big. You do one of the 2. We'll work on that kind of stuff. We haven't had it. The biggest thing is we got the ball in the lane like we want to, and we just ran people over. I told Ashton he played great, but he's got to lead us the whole game. The play at the end of the half where a minute to go, we could have gone in up at halftime, and you're down 1 versus 2, and you ran the guy over. Wait a minute. And we had a good game plan of trying to grind them out a little bit because they're a very good defensive team. They play very physical. They're a bump and grind kind of team, and we wanted to bump and grind them. And I thought we did pretty good. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know exactly what we shot, but it was pretty high. And, they make 10 threes a game. That was an emphasis for us, and we held them until the last 2 where we rotated, and they made 2 at the end. So you hold a team that makes 10 to basically 4. I thought we did good. This was a good sign for us. I mean, the last 10 minutes of Utah in this game, I mean, that's a top 1, 2, 3 team. That's what they are. Their shooting guard played today. He'd been out a couple games. He didn't play against Minnesota in the last game, but he played today. And so for us to be able to say, okay, now let's clean up all this other stuff. Let's get guys to fight. Nick's got to come back. I told him, you got to get back in the gym. You put yourself in this position by how you practice and how you approach this. Now it's not acceptable. Let's go. You know.
As a follow-up on Nate, you may have answered it with not passing at the end, but he goes the last 14 minutes without a three-pointer.
Well, they switched. They
So
did some stuff.
They took him away.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy can coach too.
Back left corner.
Like you said, you guys are generating a lot of open shots, and it's guys like Tyrese, like Johnny, like Emmanuel, who are good shooters. They're just missing shots. I mean, do you have any idea, like, why? Like, what makes you think that they're just missing shots?
Probably a mindset. Like, you can't really say, well, I come out every time I miss a shot. That's not true. So then it becomes, you know, at one point, I was trying to get them to just say one word in your mind when you go to shoot it. Straight, straight, straight. Because if you're thinking straight, you can't think, I'm going to miss this too. I'm missing this, oh my God. So then that worked a little bit. And then I was like, well, if there's another word that will make you feel good before you shoot, say that word. Maybe it was a high school team you got 40 against. St. Aloysius, and then shoot it. Because the mentality of shooting, you cannot be afraid if you miss one or two, then pass on the next three because you kill your team. But if I miss 5 in a row, I'm embarrassed. Excuse me? Get in the gym then. There's one way, is get in the gym and master your craft. We got good shooters. If you watched us practice yesterday, we made 53s. They're like, and then and it's not just missing, it's hard right. You hear what I'm saying? They're not, no, it's like boom, shing. I mean, it's what it is. So I just think, again, the toughness of playing here, got to be tough. Got to be a dog. Every game is someone's Super Bowl. Ohio State played their butts off today. And they grounded out. They played to win a game, and they played and fought and pushed and were big. And, I mean, they played. And that's what I told them. I said, you could say it's hard to play. It's hard to play against these teams that are trying to kill you. The other thing that happens, I'm trying to explain, they'll look at a guy like Tyrese and say, he's a lottery pick? Well, watch what I do to him. Then why am I not a lottery? They don't get, well, we're exchanging basket. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. These dudes are fighting. And this is the process we go through every year. When they figure it out, if I don't fight, I'm not making it. If I'm not a dog, if I'm not, you don't make it. And it's not about exchanging baskets. Let me get more shots. Now you're 1 for 12. What do we do now? So, but I'm not spending much time on it. We're just taking a lot of shots. And we chart every shot. And at some point you say, fall back on your training. You made 60 in 5 minutes. You made 67 in 5 minutes. You can't make them when they're wide open. So, but I think I got a good shooting team. Thank goodness for Nate today.
Go ahead.
John, what's the team plans for Christmas? And is it good to maybe step away for a few days?
It's good for me. I know that. I don't know if it's good for them. But 9 of them are already going to the airport, going separate ways home. Johnny got the shortest trip to L.A. He's laughing. I'll be home in 30 minutes. The rest of us got long flights. But I grabbed each of them individually and after and just told them, you know, maybe gave a critique a little bit, but I just said, go have fun with your family. We'll figure it out when we come back. We do this every year. The NCAA's made it not an option anymore. You got to take 4 days. Well, we always took 4 days. I didn't care what, and I basically did it because I really cared about my own family. I wanted to be with my family for 4 days. I don't care. I'm not playing over Christmas. I'm not. We're taking 4 or 5 days, 3 days. This year we'll take 4. But now the NCAA makes everybody do it. I thought it was an advantage for us because we were playing teams that would give them no Christmas break. and they'd play and get ready, and I thought it was our advantage because of how we did it. So now it's no longer an advantage.
John, you talk about guys getting shots. EJ just took 4. The first 17 minutes, didn't have a shot. What is he not doing to get more involved? I mean, why is he not getting to where he
Well,
can get more
one
shots?
of the things is you can offensive rebound and go get shots. So now you don't have to worry about someone passing you the ball. Just say, I'm going to rebound offensively. The second thing is fight in the post so we can throw it to you. You know, now it becomes so it's obvious that you got to get it. Last game, he begged me, like, get me it in the block. Today, we tried to run a couple things to him, a couple things to Nick, but it didn't materialize because that guy worked harder than they did. You got to work harder than that guy to get open than he is working to keep you to not catch it. And you know, it's all what we're going through. This is normal. It's just, you know, you'd rather learn from close wins. We had our chance today. We were down 2 with a few minutes to go. We had our chance. And you know, the same with Utah. Tie game with a minute to go or whatever it was. We had our chance. And we let it slip. So now we move on. Folks, I'll tell you all, have a Merry Christmas. Hope you get to enjoy your family. And I hope you enjoyed the game today. Thanks.
Thanks, Coach. Happy holidays.